It's International Women's Day, and I'm a little bit pissed off. I'm a little I don't feel right. This is a message to the music industry, and don't take this the wrong way. But could you give us some balance with women and rap? I know it's very, very cool to sit up here and let us see the pussy rap and the strippers who came from nowhere and made it in the industry, and there you have it. It's cool to show that part of it. But you guys never give us balance. For every Nicki, Cardi, and Megan, there's a Rhapsody, there's a Tierra Whack, there's a Rico Nasty. And y'all hate showing that side of the coin. It's kind of hard for people to accept women in the industry like y'all want us to, while y'all continue to push a lot of the bullshit that's out here. I'm just calling it like I see it. Now, I think a lot of the prominent podcasters loves talking about how I love these certain artists and they're messy and they do this, but those prominent podcasters, they never talk about the MC side of the game, which that's where some of these prominent podcasters are from, the MC side of the game. No. We want to hear the pussy rap. We want to see how these women are so messy and they can't get along with each other. And I get that. It sells. It sells. Sex has been selling since the beginning of time. And it ain't gonna never stop selling because it's sex. But could you please find a way to give us more balance? See, a lot of women in the industry don't get respected because you guys who control the media and what gets pushed out there never want to give an opportunity to a woman who can actually rap or who's actually giving bars. Little Sims, Armani Caesar, Shay Noir. Those are some women who can actually fucking spit. And I'm just not saying that. If you go look at their catalog, if you're not scared, you can actually see that they're actually rapping. We're so caught up in trying to define what women are as far as like sexual objects and where they come from and why they keep talking about getting a bag off of a nigga that we always we kind of sideswipe and look past the women who actually come out here with real lyrics. You can't tell me that Rhapsody can't rap as good as a lot of these niggas out here in the game. I'm sorry, I don't respect that opinion. I've heard what Rhapsody has said and done, and god damn it, she's a damn good MC. But we never celebrate that. We never want to take a chance on women who actually rap. We rather complain about women who show their ass and do the twerk shit. So on this International Women's Day, I just want to say to all the women who are MCs that don't get recognized, that don't get talked about, thank you for giving us balance. I appreciate every single thing that you've done for the game. And there's a lot of other niggas like me who accept it, who understand it, who appreciates it. Welcome to the STEM Society.
The STEM Society.
Yo, a story about a Buffalo Queen. My first words, I'll be a legend. I was younger than 3. But I remember sitting in Jordan Gardens with Keith and we talked about and cried about our struggles and dreams. Both dealing with family problems, parents running these streets. I was partying, going out, getting drunk as a teen. Nobody knew the struggles I grieved was young as a teen. With anger problems, punching the walls till my knuckles would bleed. This one time I ran away cause I was stressed at my mom's. Emotions trying to express it was hard. I remember she was pregnant and we fought that
The
night.
STEM Society.
Months later, Pops got locked and that left me in charge, rewind it back.
Welcome back to the STEM Society. My name is Cole Jackson. Thank you guys for joining me for another wonderful show. Man, interesting week. New releases, some great new releases dropped. I can't wait to talk about that. Look, guys, before I get into the show, you know what I got to do. I got to give you my spiel. So, One, thank you for so much support that you guys have been giving me. I appreciate everybody who's clicked play. I appreciate everybody who's taken a chance to watch the Sim Society. Continue to do that. What do you need to do? Join the society. Be a part of something special. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the BYNK Radio YouTube channel so you can watch the STEM Society exclusively right here on YouTube. All you got to do is click subscribe, get a notification, give me a thumbs up. Hell, give me a comment. I tell you all the time, I don't care what kind of comment it is. Rate us. Do whatever you have to do, good or bad. I can take it, okay? But I need for you guys to join the society and be a part of something that's very special, okay? If you enjoy music content like this, continue to subscribe and continue to listen to it and share with people. Share with somebody. Let somebody know that you either love the content or you hate the content. But just let somebody know that you're listening or watching the content. I appreciate everybody's support. Continue to support, man, and do it more. Before I get into new releases, by the way, I'm just going to tell you right now, for all of you who thought that that Vultures was going to drop tonight, you're a fool. Kanye never drops on time. What did you thought Kanye was going to drop on time? No. He put the list out where he said he was going to drop on March the 8th. Hey, guess what? It doesn't happen. He didn't do it. The world moves forward. Now, whatever happens after this, we'll find out later on. But right now, nobody knows. So, it's good. Let's get to it.
New releases.
Ransom and Harry Fraud decided to do a album or a project called Lavish Money. And it's 8 tracks. It's all produced by Harry Fraud. For those of you who don't know, Ransom is a rapper's rapper. Like, that is a rapper's rapper. This guy's been in the game for a minute. I remember him and Joe Budden's beef back in the day, like early internet days. Ransom has been putting in work for a very long time. He and Harry Fraud got together, put out Lavish Money. I like it. It didn't blow me away. You know what I'm saying? Like, typically when Ransom drops, he usually gives me something like the EP he dropped last year, Deleted Scenes 2. I really enjoyed that. It was him and Nicholas Craven. They actually had an EP called Deleted Scenes 2. If you haven't listened to that project, go listen to it, man. Really good. So anytime he gets together with Nicholas Craven or Harry Fraud, I'm always there for it. Director's Cut 4, believe it or not, was like one of those albums that was like really good last year. Nobody talked about. Independent release. It was great. So this was really good. There was like 3 standout songs for me. Chain of Command was one of my favorite songs on there. Ransom goes into this pocket where he goes into the bar talking about naming names, and then he kind of flips everything around with using albums from Prince, Jay-Z, and Nas. I don't know how he made that work, but he made it work. It was a very interesting little 16-bar, 8-bar run, and I was enjoying it. The beats really good. Harry Fraud did his thing on the production on this. Another one, this was the single that they dropped before the album even dropped. Live from the Roxy. Look, Boldy came in, did his thing. He knew his assignment. I am a huge Boldy James fan. I want more Boldy. Thank God he's better from this. He had if you guys don't know, he had a horrific accident last year, and he's been back on his grind. He came back and did a project with Nicholas Craven not too long ago. But Boldy came in with Live at the Roxy, knew the assignment, killed it, man. I think his verse is like my favorite verse. He was the lead off on this song too. I like that. That was one of my favorite songs on here. So there's a song on here called Wilson Fisk. It's Ransom and 38 Special. And if I'm being honest with you guys, it's 38 Special gave like a very lazy verse. I'm just going to be real with y'all. He gave a very lazy verse on here. I was enjoying the song up until 38 Special came in. I don't even know if he was giving his 100%. I don't know if he just phoned in the verse or not, but it just did not work for me. And the song is great. Harry Fraud is into his, I guess, movie producer bag. Like it's just, you have to listen to the song to understand what the beat sounds like. I enjoy Harry Fraud. There are times when he goes a little bit too far left in some of his production, but he tends to have, when it comes to working with people like Ransom, he usually has like he does pretty good with it. overall, four out of the 8 songs I liked. The intro, the first song on there was fire as well. But this is just off the rip. Just, this is instant reactions off of new releases when I do this. So give it a try if you want to hear a rapper's rapper. Give it a try if you want to hear some really good Harry Fraud beats and some wild ass samples. Check it out. Like I said, 4 of the songs I enjoyed, I think you might like more than that. Kenny Mason dropped a 2-pack. He dropped Jumpin In and Us. And I got to tell you, I really enjoyed both of those songs for 2 different reasons. They're 2 totally different songs. The Jumpin In song has this crazy sample. I don't know what it is. Coop produced it per normal. And I don't know where he got this sample from, and I really enjoyed the sample. Kenny Mason's out of Atlanta. If you guys don't know who he is, go listen to the 6th album. You know what I'm talking about. But the Jumpin In, enjoyed it. Enjoyed the wordplay. Enjoyed what he was talking about, where he was talking about how he's always jumping in the middle of some shit or getting into some shit on a regular basis. The song's pretty cool. Again, the sample, I don't know where he got that sample from. I enjoyed that song. On the other side of that, he had the Us single, where it's got more of a rock vibe to it. I enjoy when rappers do the rock thing, like the heavy guitar, the rock drums, all of that. When rappers go to that route, man, it gets me every time. And Kenny Mason did it on this one, and I enjoyed that song as well. Y'all need to start giving Trippie Redd his props for doing that rock shit too. I'm just saying, Trippie Redd was doing this for a while. But Kenny Mason, again, I like him as far as like some of the newer rappers. I like Kenny Mason. I think he's really good. Give the 2-pack a try, man. I think hopefully he'll come out with an album this year. But I like I said, the 6th album I listened to, totally enjoyed it. So if you like the 6th album, you'll probably like the 2-pack he did with Jumpin In and Us. Finally, I have been waiting on this single ever since I seen the announcement on social media. 4 Bats Act 2 Dated 8 remix featuring Drake. So I do not like the Drake feature on here. Drake could have kept that verse. I didn't like how they transitioned. The song is basically the song, the Dated 8. If you heard the Dated 8 song, you know what it sounds like. It transitions. It don't even transition well into slowing down. Like this, when Drake verse comes on, it slows down. It doesn't even transition well. The beat just drops and it's just slow for Drake. And we get Drake in his simp bag. Yes, simp Drake is back in this version of the song. He could have kept that verse. Drake could have kept that verse, bro. Like this is something straight off of like maybe CLB, possibly, maybe off the new album For All the Dogs. I didn't like the verse. He could have kept that. I think the hype was built up more than the verse was going to give us. Like I really thought that like he was gonna come out and actually drop a really good verse, but it just wasn't good. And he could have kept that. He could have did way better on that verse. He could have kept that. And they could have figured out a way to transition the song from being fast into slowing it down. And why can't Drake just do the verse off of the regular beat? Like, why did he have to slow it down? I don't know. It's a lot that came with it. I wasn't a fan of the verse, and I'm a Drake fan, but I just did not like that verse. I didn't like the verse. I didn't like simp. I don't want simp Drake, even though I understand what the song is about, because the song is not a toxic song. It's actually more of a respectful, I like you type of song. But Drake could have kept that verse, man. He could have kept that in the bag. But we go on to find out. Because later on tonight they said that 4 Bats is going to get an EP deal with OVO. You heard right. Now, for those who don't know, I found the definition. An EP deal is a short-term licensing deal with OVO. So he's just going to have a short-term licensing deal. Now, I think Forbat's lawyer said he declined to answer about the singer's deal. He said in a statement that the singer made a calculated decision to creatively collaborate with one of the most iconic artists ever.
That's cap.
Taylor knew that.
That's cap. I accuse you of capping.
Stop. Stop that. Stop that. Stop. Stop doing that. And for all of you people who are already going to get on the... I already know what's going to happen the weekend. Industry plant talk. Ding, 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 ding. Industry plant talk. Ding, 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 ding. Don't do that. Don't get on social media. Don't start calling this boy a fucking industry plant because we don't know. I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of artists who have only had 3 songs and get signed to a short-term licensing deal to a major label. Happens all the time. Yeah, so I don't know what's going to come from this. I don't understand why Forbats. If you read the news too, if you read the news behind this, people are just like, it was a bidding war for Forbats. And I was just like, he only got 3 songs. He only got 3 songs. He only has 3 songs. I don't know anything past them 3 songs from TikTok. I know nothing. Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. And he just dropped Act 3 last week. And there's a bidding war for Forbats. You better not start this industry. Don't start the industry plant talk on Twitter. I'm pretty sure I'm going to see it all weekend. I already know how this is going to work out. But I just want to say congratulations to Forbats for getting an EP. I've never heard of an EP deal before in my life. I've never heard of an EP deal before in my life. I'm just letting y'all know this is the first time I've ever heard of something called an EP deal. It had a definition and everything, but congratulations, Forbats. I ain't even finna give you the applause yet. Can I be real with y'all for like 1 second? He just gonna end up being Party Next Door. I've seen this play before. He gonna end up being Party Next Door or I Love McConaughey. Sorry. That's what's gonna happen to him. He's either gonna end up being Party Next Door or I Love McConaughey. And we know what happened to I Love McConaughey. Damn shame. Well, why don't we just get into what my favorite part of the shit is? Let's get into the news.
The STEM Society.
Nigga soft eyes snapped on this shit. Say we gon' do it for the trouble side. Back outside, nigga. Eating time, nigga. Check. I'm a Buffalo soldier. Got the grove debating who the best. From told professions of the hard knocks and true distress. Moving in pursuit of checks. The cop my pops a better place that look like heaven's gates could be the new address. Cause we done seen the hell first. Escape the West End or welfare. But shit, I'm well versed in rocking dusty steppers and crusty sweaters that
The
smell.
STEM Society.
Stomach rumbles to that loot appears. For the pain that I've been saving in my soul like they were souvenirs.
So this week I brought a couple of stories. I wanted to get on top of this James Blake tweet. He sent the internet ablaze with these tweets. He's a English singer-songwriter, and I think he produces as well. But he had he had some interesting things to say, and people went crazy. Here's what he said. Here's the tweets. Something I keep seeing is if you're lucky enough to go viral, just use the exposure to generate income some other way. Musicians should be able to generate income via their music. Do you want good music or do you want what you paid for? If we want quality music, somebody is going to have to pay for it. Streaming services don't pay properly. Labels want a bigger cut than ever, and just sit and wait for you to go viral. TikTok doesn't pay properly, and touring is getting prohibitively expensive for most artists. And by the way, since it's cheaper to produce fast synthetic music to drop on streaming every week to capitalize on the strengths of the model, which watch how the model is preparing you for AI generated music that pays musicians nothing at all. So he has worked with this company called Endel, which is like an AI startup. And somebody kind of challenged him and said, yo, man, he might be part of the problem because he worked with this company. This is what he said. He said, there's a difference. Endel uses AI to make music an artist has already made, to remix it into ambient form designed for sleep/other functional applications, then give the artist a cut and it leaves it as a separate entity. Essentially, it's a way of making a completely separate revenue stream out of the same piece of art while promoting it as a different function, which I believe is good for artists. People on the internet kind of went crazy because of what he said, these tweets. He had some people actually step up for him. I know Kanye retweeted it. If I'm not mistaken, I think Tyler, the Creator, actually retweeted it or had made a comment about it. It's like there was a little bit of back and forth between all this, but I'm gonna be honest with you. He has a point. One thing that I've talked about on this show, and I've been consistent about, is always telling people who are artists that actually watch or listen to the show, figure out how to sell your music, sell your art. Stop depending on streaming companies to be able to give you what you're looking for, because that's not always going to happen. We don't even know what streams, we don't even understand what streams count as. We don't know what a stream counts as. We don't know any of that stuff. And it's funny because there's tons of things that you can see as an artist. It's all out there. I'm going to put a stream, what is it? It's a streaming royalties calculator that's out there. And I want y'all, even if you're not an artist, use this calculator and see how much people get off of streams. Just put in 1 million streams and see how much from each company people get paid. You get paid nothing. Pennies. You get paid bullshit. It's terrible. I think we should be way more passionate about making sure artists are compensated correctly so they can continue to create. The thing is like, I think they flash things like playlist or exposure or the numbers that you're getting, not really recognizing that a lot of those are typically bots. But like they flash those things in front of people's faces and tell them, yo, get the exposure and the money will come after that. But like, I don't know, man. Some artists deserve to get paid. Not some. All artists deserve to get paid for what they create. It takes a lot of work to be able to put some songs together, get studio time, so on and so forth. I always say the same song and dance on a regular basis, but that's because I've talked to a lot of independent artists and they get screwed a lot. They get screwed. Last week, I just had a story talking about how Universal Music Group is getting independent artist music taken off, and they're not even under Universal Music Group. They're not under UNG at all. They're getting taken off of TikTok because of affiliation for something that they had no idea that they were a part of. We have to start helping each other understand that it's way bigger than just streams and attention. You deserve to get paid for your art, man. Like, it is what it is. Those streaming royalties are bullshit. They suck. It's the truth. They keep pushing the streaming shit all the time because, again, the streaming services want people to lease music so they can keep going, and the labels want you to continue to stream music because they get a bigger cut out of they get a huge cut, bigger than a lot of other people. And the artists, they get screwed in the end. But if you can come up with a way to be able to sell your own music, own the rights to your music, have everything in order, you can get a bigger cut. There's a lot of people out here that are preaching this. I talk about Russ all the time, and I know people probably don't like Russ as far as like his music. I think he makes good music, but his message make a whole lot of sense when it comes to independent artists. And if you guys don't know, he has his own label. Now his label is supposed to be for the artist. You can look that up. I think it's called Diamond. Go look up what his label does for the artist. It's very interesting, and it's an artist-centric label. We're so used to the streaming games. We're so used to the industry playing these streaming games all the time. Like, if Prime example, if French Montana was such a great artist and he was selling albums like that, do you think he would have did the shit that he did this past week, where he basically did a whole bunch of different versions of his album? He fake sold vinyl copies to people just to make numbers. Just to make numbers. And on top of that, he's still under a label. He's not independent. The streaming games out here are real, man. And we have to be able to shift through the bullshit, especially when it comes to artists being able to create. All I'm saying is fair compensation helps artists be more creative. That's all I'm saying. They're not gonna do anything. The industry is going to continue to push this bullshit until somebody says, yo, I don't want to do this label deal. I don't want to do it. I want to do it myself. And again, it's way harder to do it on your own than it is to have a label backing you. But ask some people behind closed doors without a microphone in their face how they really feel about being on a label, and I think you'll get the truth. It's sad, but true. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people who are on labels aren't very happy. They're happy that they're able to make moves or have access or do whatever the shit they need to do. But at the end of the day, nah, they're not happy with what's going on. Understand this too. When people make promises of you being on a playlist, don't you know that those playlists are generated by people who don't even listen to that music? Like, there's only a few playlists that you can listen to that actually kind of really goes against the grain, as far as like finding new talent, or it's not the same old shit. Exposure is great. I think exposure is wonderful. Do you want to be more famous than rich? That's a really good question. How many of you rather be famous and be known and be seen somewhere than be making money off of what you actually create? Just a question. My last thing, this is it. For the people who say that they love music so much, when's the last time you've explored outside of your streaming services to find new music, new artists, things like that? Like, when have you actually went to discover new music? Like, when's the last time you've been to Bandcamp or even SoundCloud? SoundCloud still exists. It's still there. But when's the last time you checked any of those places to see if you can find new artists and new talent and new music? A lot of y'all love to complain about ain't shit changed, but a lot of y'all really hate to get off your ass to find it. I'm just saying, new music is not gonna just jump up out of the fucking air or out of these streaming services. Matter of fact, when's the last time you ever bought an album for an artist that you really liked? Just a question. I'm not asking if you change the world or cure cancer. I'm just saying, when's the last time you've actually bought something from an artist that you really liked? Buying albums helps a lot of artists, especially when they're independent. That's all I'm saying. I think James Blake has a very valid point. I think the internet had every reason to go crazy. We're looking at a lot of craziness going on in the industry right now. And things look kind of bleak, if I'm being honest, especially for the companies. The artists can sustain as long as they understand how to adapt and actually know how to sell their stuff. But these record labels, man, these big three, they're doing a lot to hold on right now. Just understand that it's more to music than just listening to a playlist on Spotify or on Apple Music or on wherever you stream. You know what I'm saying? Try to find out where you can buy some of this stuff at and support artists. Just support them. That's all I'm asking for. Streaming is great, but purchasing is even better. I got a quick clip for you guys. Nelly was on The Shop, on LeBron James' The Shop, and he had this great claim of him being in the toughest era. I'm going to play this right now.
When I put out songs, I had to go against DMX,
Eminem,
Jay-Z, Eminem, Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, Luda.
yeah,
All of us are fighting for one spot. So from 99 to like 2008, 10, it's the hardest era ever to get records.
Units, Pimp Juice and us.
So Nelly claimed that he was in the toughest era, the 99 to 2010 era of music. And he said that he basically the early 2000s. And he was saying, yo, I had to go up against M50, Wayne, Luda, Kanye, Jay, DMX. And I had to think about that. And I was like, if we're being honest, that's when everybody was in their prime. I wanted to argue with Nelly because I'm not a big Nelly fan. Don't tell anybody. I don't like Nelly. Surprise. But when he said, he was like, yo, man, I sold 5 million. I was like, looked at it and I was like, damn, he did sell 5 million. Country Grammar sold 5 million. I said, damn. But you look at, we had prime Wayne. Like that had to be like Carter 2, Carter 3 Wayne. God damn. 50 was like really hitting his stride. Like I had to go back and kind of look and see what came out around about that time. And to be honest with you, there was a ton of albums that were just some of the best albums I've heard in that era. And I wanted to argue with Nelly against him because I was like, man, whatever. But he sold albums and he actually did numbers. It's all, we could say it's subjective, but if I'm being honest with y'all, like he got a point. Because right now, artists these days don't even want to drop the same time. How many artists have you seen push their shit back because they seen Drake about to drop or J. Cole or Kendrick or, you know what I'm saying? Like a major artist. Like there's a lot of artists that's scared to lose numbers because they have to drop against Drake. Like I know some people would be upset when Drake I think when Honestly Nevermind dropped, who dropped that same time? I remember at one point in time, somebody kept pushing that album back saying that it was like other reasons, but they knew it was a Drake album that was about to drop, so they kept pushing it back, and it was like, no, I just wanted to get this. They wanted to get their samples cleared. I cannot think of the name. If you could think of who that was, who kept pushing that album back because they didn't want to drop next to Drake, put it in the comments and help me remember, because I remember it was some artist that was like, yo, the sample still ain't getting cleared, and they was just like anticipating this Drake album, and I think they pushed it back and still came out the same day Drake came out. It was hilarious. But these days, artists aren't even bold enough to drop the same day as some of the bigger artists. Like, not to say that Nelly, well, I mean, personal opinion, this is just my opinion, nobody else's. None of this is fact. This is just how I feel. I don't think Nelly is as big as Jay, Wayne, Ludacris, DMX, Eminem. Like, I just don't think that Nelly is that huge of an artist. He had hits, yes. I wasn't a Nelly fan. And that's just, I could not get with his music. That's it. There's maybe three songs I might like from Nelly for real. But other than that, I wasn't out here buying Nelly albums like that. But I'm saying all this to say, I wish we could go back to the days of actually having artists kind of go against each other, man, and actually have the be brave enough to challenge some of the bigger artists. I think that era was niggas was fighting. And me, as a kid, having you know what I'm saying, having a little bit of income, having to figure out what I was going to buy. Come on, man. Come on. That was a different time, and it was a great era of music. And I just wanted to I really feel like it was the toughest era. It was the toughest era to be able to make music or drop music when you had, again, here's the names: Jay-Z, DMX, Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, Eminem, Ludacris, Kanye West. Think about having to drop with them niggas. Think about having to put your album out. Like, it's not a week that that's open if all of those people are dropping and they're in their prime. Like, a lot of them were in their prime at that point. You forget it. Yeah, I have to agree. That was the toughest era. Tell me what you think. Get in the comments. Give me some engagement. Let me know. Do you think the 99 to 2010 era of music was the toughest era, or is there another era that you may combat that with? Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think. I want to hear what you think about it. Tell me, what do you think? What's the toughest era to be able to drop music? And if it's something that I like, I'll read it on the show. How about that? So there's a new House bill that aims to raise streaming royalties for artists. Hold on. Don't get too excited yet. The bill is called Living Wage for Musician Acts. So the bill is introduced by Reps Rashida Tlaib and Jamal Bowman. The bill aims to boost artists' streaming royalties from a fraction of a penny up to 1 penny per stream. And I know what you guys are thinking. A penny, that ain't shit. I promise you. Matter of fact, I think I have a chart. I'm gonna put a chart up and I'm gonna show you guys. I'm just gonna put a chart up somewhere and just show you what they get paid currently. A penny is way more than what they were getting. It proposes to fund the additional royalty payments, in part by mandating the addition of a fee for every streaming subscription equal to 50% of the subscription price. The amount would be set anywhere between $4 to $10. That's actually pretty good. The bill would also establish a royalty cap for tracks that generate at least 1 million streams per month. So it's good to have a cap on that kind of stuff because niggas like Drake would be going crazy. Notably, the bill would not affect the existing payout model, but rather establish a separate fund on top of what artists already receive under that current system. So they're basically going to make something separate that you can get another payout on top of that. That's actually not bad. It also mandates that 10% of all of their non-subscription revenue, including advertising, goes to the fund as a way to further increase payments to recording artists. That's a good thing. So sometimes artists don't ever really see that ad shit. You know, when you ain't got no, like on Spotify. Like I don't have a Spotify account. I'm not subscribed to Spotify. So if I want to hear some music, I got to listen to like 12 commercials before I can even hear the song. And then by the time I hear the song, I can hear one song and then they give me like 20 more commercials. It's actually pretty terrible. Thank God for Tidal. But artists can actually get paid from the advertising that's played between some of these songs, which means they get a piece of the pie too. Some artists, after reading this article, I kind of looked at some of the comments and I went and looked at like social media and stuff like this. Like Hit Boy was just like, that's what we getting paid. Like we fighting for a penny, bruh. Which is kind of fucked up because clearly he doesn't know what people are getting paid via streaming. Some of these artists kind of laughed at this, but I don't know if some of these artists really know what they're actually getting paid per stream. I'll insert the graph over here. But you're not getting paid like that, bruh. A penny is going to help more than anything. A penny is way more than what you're getting now, which is shit. You're getting paid bullshit. You're getting a penny, you're getting a slice of a slice of a slice of a slice of a penny. Think about that for a second. Now, a lot of artists feel like this is nothing. I think it's a very huge thing because independent artists can kind of grow from this and actually get paid more than what they get from streaming as well. Like when you're a major artist and you get when you have major brand deals or you're under a label or whatever the case may be, this kind of money, when people look at the streaming revenue, they don't give a fuck. Niggas who are like getting it from the mud, this is going to help them way more, especially when it comes to streaming. So we have to treat, a lot of these artists need to be retrained and help get a better understanding of what they need to do outside of just streaming. I know I sound like I'm beating a dead horse, but these things are important to me, and I feel like they should be important to a lot of people, especially when it comes to understanding what we could do to help keep the art going. Like, creativity is not free anymore. You got to pay. It just comes with the territory. I'm glad somebody is willing to step up in Congress and actually kind of put this out here to try to help. Now, if we can only get something to help the songwriters these days, we'd be all right. But more artists need to understand that they don't get paid anything, and they have to understand, like, this ain't always about the major people. This is about the small people as well. Independent artists don't get to see a lot of this shit, man. Half these people don't even know how to get their royalties. And it's a lot of royalties that you're missing out on. I'm glad we finally got somebody to fight for artists and actually try to get them paid. A lot of people weren't getting paid, especially producers weren't getting paid what they were owed, and they had to take that to the Supreme Court. So again, man, if you're a major artist, shut the fuck up, man, and let these independent artists be able to eat, because they deserve more than just a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a penny. A whole penny actually is way better than what a lot of people get paid these days. Hopefully this will work in artists' favor, and it'll be something to help more artists and give people hope for streaming.
The STEM Society.
Let's get it. Yo. Put your hoe up when we show up, nigga. We don't go down, we go up, nigga. Yo. Brandon. Check 1, 2, what it do? Hey. You know the vibes, I'm in a G-Wagon, it look like a Tonka. I'm really ballin', I don't need a sponsor. You know the hustle created a monster. Just like them numbers, I'm after them commas. Track and field, I'ma run up them hundreds. I get the money, I'm doing gymnastics. I'm on vibes, I be making it taller. Special ed, I be going the dumbest. NBA money, I feel like I'm Giannis. You know I make it quicker than a promise. I am the greatest, like my name Muhammad.
The STEM Society.
Too many chains on Mr. T. Mr. C, lean, pour for 3. Running you pussy cats up a tree. We call them killers, you call them police. You know.
Artist to watch.
I found this artist by the name of mynameisntjmack. That's his name. He's an artist out of Virginia, and he dropped this song called Newhihat. I was going through new releases, and I ended up coming across his single, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fire. Very introspective type shit. I went to the song before this, and he's got a song called Proper Vertigo. Both of these are some real introspective, laid-back type songs. He doesn't have a huge following currently, but I think if he continues to put out music, and I think he just did a video for Proper Vertigo, I think he's gonna start gaining steam. Again, go check him out. I will put his Instagram in the description and in the bio. Check him out, man. He's good, man. I've only listened to like a few of his singles. I haven't listened to a full project from him. But when I came across him, I just thought he was like, I just enjoyed the music. And he's not making anything like crazy. Again, very laid back, very introspective, very, holding the mirror up to himself and just kind of showing who he is. And I like that about him. It just made me just chill. It just made me super chill. But the artist's name is mynameisntjmack. Go find him. Again, I'll put his Instagram stuff in the bio or in the description, and just check him out. I think he's worth a listen. Take time out, just listen to him, see what he's about. 2 songs that I think you guys should most definitely listen to just to get a feel for who he is: Proper Vertigo and Newhihat. Those are the 2 of his newest songs. And I think he had another one called Leak that I listened to. Go check out those 3 songs and see what you think. And if he ain't for you, he ain't for you. But if he is, support him. Go follow him on Instagram. If he's got music to buy, go buy his music. All right, y'all. That's my that's my time, man. That's all I got for you guys today. And again, join the society. How do you join the society? Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you guys leave a comment, rate, thumbs up. And if you want to just listen to this instead of watching it, it's on Apple Music and it's on Spotify. So if you just rather listen than you do watch, that helps just as well. But please do what you can to join the society. Be a part of something special. I really enjoy everybody who supported and continue to support. And I'll catch you guys next week. Peace out.
The STEM Society.
Drugs, you know they'll fuck your brain. Baby, please come over, give me wings. Don't keep all these niggas entertainment. You got another one. Bitch, you bad. Let me love you. Bitch, you bad. Let me love you. Bitch, you bad.
Thank you for joining the STEM Society.
Bitch, you bad. I'm tryna. Bitch, you bad. I'm tryna love you. Bitch, you bad. I'm tryna love you. Bitch, you bad. I'm tryna love you.